Hey, everybody. I know. Why are you seeing me before the theme song? That's a little crazy. Is something wrong? Is something going wrong? No, it's not. Everything is under control. I'm just reminding you guys, or I'm making an announcement rather, is that next Friday, August 9th, I'm releasing my special Thin Lips on my YouTube. It is so exciting. I cannot wait to put this out and for you guys to see what it is. I couldn't be more proud of it. And that's somebody who's bleep that. This is somebody who hates himself and doesn't ever think anything I make is worthwhile and good. So I'm saying it as that guy that I'm very proud of it. Nicole directed it. She edited it. She put more painstaking effort into it than I did. I mean, you'll watch it. You'll see. It's really funny. And I'm very excited for it. And when you watch it, just let us know that you're a fan of the podcast and you're a fan of the special. Leave a fork, plate, spoon thing, whatever we're doing that indicates that you're a Sagalow maniac. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode of the podcast. It was really fun. And bye.
The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Sagdaddy the Pod, where I bring in a man I've had a crush on for a long time. No, Adam Ferrone is in the house today. He comes through. That's the name of the episode, by the way. Adam Ferrone comes through or whatever. We start this over. No, I don't have to. We have a great episode today. Why am I nervous? As soon as we start talking, I just really admire this guy. I think he's awesome. I think what he does, I love his rap battles. I think he's really funny. He's such a sweet guy. You know, he's just a nice dude, which is so rare in this kind of like everybody's got a fucking attitude. You know what I mean? Where he just doesn't. And he's the type of guy that I think brings out the best in me personally. Like, I'm just a nice guy around him. I don't want to be a bad guy. You know, I don't want to be an asshole. And we talk a lot about, obviously, battling. I show him my battle. We talk about comedy. It's very kind of like heavy in that world because the Venn diagrams are so, like, it does Venn diagram of the rap battle world and the stand-up comedy world, and in a way. And this episode was just a fucking breeze. It was so fun and really cool, and I'm happy to show you guys what we got going on. Once again, support the show through telling your friends. Put this on a road trip. If you're in the live chat right now, why don't you give us $1 or something? You know, any oh sir, oh will you please give us $1? Any kind of money that you give to us, we will be putting back into the show to make it bigger, to make it better, to get better guests. And thanks for all the kind words that you guys have said about the song and the show and, you know, all that stuff. And when you listen to the show, if you're a fan of Rone's and you're just checking me out, what's up? Hello, follow me on everything. Thank you for listening. If you're a fan of mine and you don't know Adam, follow him, reach out to him, tell him that you saw him on our show and that he was a great guest and all that stuff. Because obviously, I don't want to give you guys homework to do anything, but if you want to be the perfect audience, then do all that stuff, because we're trying to cultivate a pretty optimistic base, I guess, right? Like, I want everybody to have a good time. That's it. That's all I want out of this shit. Just have a good time. Come see me out on my shows. I'm going to be in Seattle in November, which I know I'm promoting it a little too early, but I should have some more dates coming in. And check out the comedy, the special. It should be, if this is the first week of August, it's coming out. right? This is the right. We'll say whatever. If the special's not out yet, look for it, and if it is out, keep looking at it.
Next week, next Friday.
Next Friday it'll be out, and obviously whatever. So check that out. And anyway, without further ado, here is Adam Ferrone, my boyfriend. I called him out for this, and I went, yeah, but when you see that, and he got defensive. He got like upset. Yeah, he was like, he was so angry at it. He was like, no, dude, because the net that they put on that thing was over the. I was like, you're so
they
full
tucked
of
the
shit.
lo mein,
Which I can also believe.
but also it's kind of a creative lie. As like I would just be like, yeah, there was shit in it.
I don't get lying.
Look at your fucking good ass moral compass. Look at this ethical motherfucker.
I'm a hero. I'm a hero.
Yeah.
No, I just don't get it. It's like, what's so funny about that? What's funny about lying?
Making someone believe something that's not
I
true.
know. For yourself? Just for yourself?
A juicy Whopper is fucking nice from time to time, but when you lie for personal gain, it is a bit deplorable.
I don't really like it that much because I'm not very good at lying. Like, I'm okay at lying when I have to, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just don't, I just feel bad. This is so funny. This is like, please send this to every girlfriend I've ever had. I just don't like lying.
I was just like, I'm against it morally, dude. When I think I'm defending it because as a little boy I was a liar.
I was a huge liar as a little kid.
I would tell people that I had a 6'8" older brother who was a fucking who would skate on half pipes, and that he broke his arm like doing a handstand on a half pipe.
Do you have a brother?
I have no brothers, and there's no one was asking for this information. Nobody wanted it. I would like volunteer the information as a lie. It's so.
Oh yeah, you think that's bad? I once told everybody I was friends with Mike Piazza's son. That's a real. Here's all the lies that I've said.
Yeah, break it down.
I told a bunch of people that I went to Lou High summer camp with Mike Piazza's son.
Okay.
Not true. I told a bunch of my friends that a bunch of people thought I was Bam Margera at the mall. like
Yeah, they were swarming me.
And you're a Philly guy. So.
Yeah, of course.
What were you like when you came up? Like when you grew up, were those guys like? Those guys were like a part of the fucking scene, right?
Oh,
They
part
were
of the fabric.
Were they annoying? I'd be like,
Well, dude,
these guys are fucking annoying.
They birthed like a whole subculture specifically in Westchester, Pennsylvania, of other dudes trying to do that kind of fucking content.
Yeah.
Where did you?
I did that. Yeah.
And the main thing was being in a shopping cart and getting pushed into a bush.
I never did any of that because that looked like you can really hurt yourself.
Yeah, I think it was painful, dude. I think
Just hitting the curb. But we would do this thing where like I would carry around like a milkshake or something and then fall on purpose and get it all over me. I did all that stuff. And I was a huge Bam Margera fan.
How old were you when you were like
40? No, I was
my late 60s.
I was 14, 15.
That's a perfect age to be doing that kind of shit.
Yeah, and I told all my like that.
Oh my God.
You son of a bitch!
Fuck your apartment, dude. How's that
Actually,
sound?
that would probably cleaned it up a
this
little
pristine
bit more.
table that you have
don't even
here.
worry about that. Don't even.
No, I see
do
the
you
warps.
watch it with your
I spread it out more.
That's sorry.
I'm just putting the spill on more places.
But that would annoy the shit out of me, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I grew up in a town where those guys made it popular to like fuck with like people and everything, I hate that.
There was by our high school, there was like it was kind of in the hood. It's in like North Philly. It's a nice high school, but it's in a shitty neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And at the last day of like the school year, if you were a bad kid, you would have to fucking take everything out of everybody's lockers. And on the last day, my friends and I found like a fucking beard and like all this baggy ass clothing. We're like, we look like bums. Like,
Yeah.
So the one kid like dressed up like a bum and loitered outside of a McDonald's. We pulled around and ordered at the McDonald's. And as they're handing the food out the window, he like ran by and grabbed all the food. And they're like, oh my God, did that guy just take your food? Gave us a second order. And then we just...
great idea.
kind of a brilliant idea. Scumbag.
Scumbag move. You want to hear a real
Brilliant.
scumbag move?
Talk to me.
I feel like I have a
gonna try
one-up
this again.
scumbag. Yeah, please.
Go.
You go. You shake it up a
just
little bit.
spray it on
Here's a
your cameras.
scumbag move.
Talk to me.
When me and my friend, I don't know the statute of limitations on this, and Are you impressed I used that?
That's a pretty
I didn't
good
say
legal
statue.
jargon. I realize you're an attorney at law. That's pretty fucking sick.
Me and my friends, when we were younger, about 7 years ago, however the statute of limitations is,
Yeah.
trying to
Right outside the Statue of
it's my
Liberty.
word of the day.
Yeah.
We called Domino's. Get this scam,
Okay.
right? We called Domino's. We ordered a bunch of pizzas, right? And we went to the house next to the middle school, and we ordered a bunch of pizzas and wings and all the shit, the works, right? Ranked up the bill because we were like, we're stealing it, so who cares?
Yeah.
So we were ranking up. We ordered it to the house next to the school.
Oh.
Waited outside. We had one guy wait outside the school so it didn't look suspicious.
Right.
When the Domino's driver came, he gave my buddy the food. We were like, yeah, we ordered that. And we go, we're actually having a picnic around behind the school. And the guy, and he goes, we literally mapped this out so that my friend would go, oh, I left my wallet. Like that. We were like, you have to,
Patted himself
we
down.
go, check your pockets. Make sure you don't go, oh, I don't have it. Go behind the school and run with the food. Like, we took all the food like little cockroaches, and he's like, yeah, trying to find. And then as soon as he went, and he ran, and then we just stole all those. That
And you're just
Domino's.
running with a pizza box in front
Yeah,
of you?
yeah, we ran with all the like little raccoons.
That's so
And
fucking
I
funny.
think about that guy all the time.
Yeah, that must have
That
sucked
poor
badly.
fella.
That
Yeah.
must have sucked terribly
But
for,
I don't
for
think
him. Does it come out of his paycheck, are you saying? Is that where your concern is?
I
Or
don't know.
like,
It is Domino's.
yeah, they're probably like,
Domino's,
you
yeah.
ate it, you fucking
Yeah,
scumbag. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean,
I swear to God.
yeah. He goes, oh, he kills himself.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. Who cares?
My last 40 couple.
If you get robbed
Yeah.
by little kids and you kill yourself, then you were not strong enough.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
That was
It
God
There
telling
was
you.
going to be something that was going
You
on.
were fragile. There was just a thread that your life was
Yeah.
hanging on by, the tiniest rope.
So the neighborhood you grew up in,
Yeah.
was it like hood or was
Oh,
it
God, no.
hood adjacent?
No. So that's where my school was. So I
Oh.
went from my lily white, beautiful neighborhood
Right.
into the fucking
Over the
hood.
tracks of
and
8
I
Mile.
pretended. Yeah, exactly. And I started dropping my eyes. And fucking-
Yeah, dude. What's that Departed line?
Yeah.
Where he's like, you were, weren't you little scumbag? What does he say? Where he's like, you dropped your R's, you did all that shit.
They hit it in Goodwill Hunting too, or what? Where is it? Where
All those Boston movies, they love
run together.
Boston movies. Boston people love being silently smart. They
Yeah.
love being like, I'm actually a really smart guy.
Yeah,
I'm a-
I'd take down sheetrock on the side, but
Yeah.
in reality,
They love being like, my IQ is actually really high.
dude. I mean, Louis has the great bit about that, but low key, in the same vein as that Louis bit, Eminem writing a movie where he wins all the fucking rap battles, and
That's
it's like
so
they didn't
funny,
fucking
dude.
believe in me,
That's
and then
so
I fucking
funny.
got
I
the
never
whole
even
crew.
thought of that. Yeah, I never
fucking
even thought
beat
of
the
that.
whole crew
Whoever
because
he called it Rap Rock.
yeah, it is
Any
the same-
movie, yeah, I mean, that is the Goodwill Hunting Louis bit. Any movie you write that's like, and I'm the coolest.
Yeah, they didn't believe in me, but then I fucked a girl, and then I fucking won all the rap battles against the black dudes.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of, because I know you up from rap battles and
Right,
stuff
right,
like
right.
that. And that must be terrifying, just being around all these black guys that are.
Early on, it was I was a little bit of a fish out of water.
Were you
But then
doing
I
that, like,
learned how
that
to-
white guy thing of being like, I'm the white guy.
Yeah, I am white. I mean, I was like,
I am a fucking bum.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. But I like wore like khaki shorts and like a soccer jersey to the first one, and I was like, you guys can't fucking say anything about me that I haven't thought about myself. It was fucking.
Did you fucking 8 Mile it one of your first
I mean, I
times?
did. That was more my attitude, but
Yeah.
like it was definitely like. It was the ethos that I kind of brought there. I don't know. You have a little bit of the rap background.
Please, I mean,
I don't know. I've seen the views on some of these fucking videos.
They're better
bro.
than some of my stand-up videos.
I know,
I'm
that's-
like, kind of like, dude, I was literally in therapy. This is so pathetic, but I was in therapy going like, did I choose the wrong fucking thing? I was like, do I have to like make music or something? Because
Did your therapist push you towards like
my therapist is like, he's like asleep half the time. He's like, what? Everything. He's such a dick. Every time I like say anything, I'm like, yeah, man, I put up a rap song and it got a lot of views, and I'm like, am I in the wrong business? You know, and he's just like, what?
I thought we were talking about your problems.
He's like, dude, he's lived such a crazy life that me being like, what do I choose? Being a clown or being a poet?
That's so fucking funny.
Dude,
he probably has like real people with real problems.
Yeah.
Domestic abuse, addiction.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to get the most amount of views to engagement for him on the internet.
Dude, it is so pathetic. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that.
But there is still, like, I think, a novelty where, like, on the internet, if you are a white guy putting out a rap video, like, that you can still kind of wow people, and people are like, he's not supposed to be doing this.
It's kind of a cheat code in a way.
Code.
I mean, you have to be good, I think. Like, you have to be at least still good.
Yeah.
But if you're even remotely okay, people are like, look at this cracker.
The next coming.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
fucking incredible.
They love it. And I did because, dude, rap battling to me is absolutely terrifying. Like, I'll walk, even freestyling in, like, that circle, like, anytime I walk by Astor Place or 14th Street or whatever, and they're just, like, a bunch of fucking,
lyrical miracle spiritual.
Exactly.
individuals.
Yeah. And they're trying to jump in. Once I'm like, should I jump in on this?
Or two people go at once, and, like, someone has to kind of back down.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't, I'm terrified of that kind of stuff. And, like,
similar to stand-up, though, as far as, like, being in front of a crowd and saying something, putting yourself out there.
Also, we were talking about that earlier, where it's like, you do stand-up and it's nervous and blah blah blah, but also I'm bumbling. Like me at my homeostasis is a bumbling
at your
circus
best.
Yeah,
at, like,
so and
alpha
that's
predator.
Perfect for stand-up, because if I'm embarrassing myself, it works out. But with I feel like battling, you kind of have to. Like, I don't feel like these guys would respect you for, like, you're funny, but if you were like, whoops, I fucked up, they're like, meh. Like, the one battle I did, which is, I want to show you, and it's on YouTube.
Oh, you did one?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I didn't know this.
Well,
that's incredible.
It's, so this guy hit me up, this guy Reggie Cush. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's a comedian. He does that shit.
Of course.
For the New York Comedy Festival last year, he was like, I'm putting together a battle rapping thing of comedians who like to fancy themselves as rappers.
Who are some of the other, like, names?
I'm sorry
of
if
people?
I have a fly.
No, I thought it was just another roommate.
So I don't know who the other ones were, but so who are, like, Gio Perez or something, and Derek Drescher.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. But they, she was like, we're going to do this. And I was taking it incredibly seriously. I was like, oh man, I'm like walking around my apartment. My neighbor had to call me because I'm going, when you go, like, I'm like totally doing, which I'm like, what are you doing? Until one of my friends was like, you're a comedian. All right. Like, my buddy Mike was like, you're a stand-up comedian. Like, you're not
your
a battle
therapist
rapper.
is like,
he's like, stop taking it so seriously. You're not a battle rapper. And then I was supposed to do that show. And then I was supposed to do a show where you take 100 milligram edible, and you smoke like a full blunt to yourself, and then you do stand up. And I planned it out to go do the rap battle first, do the high one second, and I get to Caroline's where they're doing the rap battle, and on time. And wouldn't you know it, they're not running on time.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't you know it, the rap battle is not running on time.
They called that something in rap battling. They called it RNT.
What is that?
I can't say the middle word.
Gotcha.
But real something time.
Gotcha. I knew it the minute you said it. I was like, oh, okay.
They were on RNT.
So I was on WNT.
Put it together.
And whatever. And so I'm like, they're like, yeah, we're not starting for like another 2 days or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I have to go do that other show. They're starting, the shows were supposed to start at the exact same time.
Right.
So I was like, go do the rap battle second, go to the last half of the high show, and I had to reverse that. And I was so fucking high. And they got it on YouTube if you want to watch it.
I need to.
And
I need to.
I feel, and the thing is, like, what I was saying was, I was like panicking and losing my mind and everything, and it was fine, but I feel like if I did that every time, there'd be a lot of like, like shit like that,
shit off.
where you kind of have to be really good. Like, they're not gonna,
They just
The
call
fucking-
time on you. But
They did.
Oh,
That's
really?
exactly what happened. He went, time. Someone in the audience went, time. And I was like, fuck.
Fuck
And I
you.
literally didn't even know what that meant. I was like, is that good? Time means good, right?
But I think, it might be inherently a negative thing when they call time. But I cannot imagine even smoking weed before a rap battle, much less, like, I was, like, smoking weed 15 years straight, like, all the time.
You don't smoke weed anymore?
I just stopped, like, fucking 6 months ago.
Wow.
But
Congrats.
like I no, I'm a pussy. But like I can't imagine on 100 milligrams of an edible because it's already an inherently like self-conscious thing that you're doing, and then that will fucking exacerbate the self-confident or the self-consciousness.
Buddy, look, there's a moment where this guy goes for, I don't know if you want to watch this dude, but before he goes, oh wait, hold on. He goes, you can see my face. Because my buddy goes, so I show up late, right? And they're literally, I'm running down the stairs of Caroline's, running through the kitchen, and I'm hearing, is Brendan Sagalow here? Where's Brendan Sagalow?
Come to the stage,
I'm like,
and you're
they're
looking
calling
in the
my name.
mirror,
It's like, hey,
thrown
mom.
up,
Yeah, I know. They're calling your name, Rabbit. And I run up, and my buddy Nick Callis, who I don't know if you know, but he goes, I'll go up with you, because I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, you
I
have
didn't
like
know
a little
you-
posse in case you get, I guess, punched in the face. Like everybody's gonna fight together at the comedy rap battle, or I don't
Yeah,
know.
and the guy I was up against, he got like his posse of black guys and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But I knew all of them through stand up, so I was like, this is not intimidating
Yeah,
to
you're
me
a
at all.
pussy, you're a
But I just brought up my one friend Nick, so it's like we literally walked up and we people laughed, and it was terrifying. But look how fucking high I am. Hold on, you can see it's very quick. Look, you see my face? I'm
You
like,
just put your hands on your cheeks like the Scream painting.
and I feel like, they're like, okay, I don't know if you want to watch this guy.
I do. I want to.
You want to watch we'll
well,
skim this dude.
Well, just tell me, is there anything that he said about you that like
No.
that hurt your feelings?
The whole thing hurt my feelings. The whole thing. And at one point, and I think I actually asked them to take it out because I dropped the hard F slur.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought that was going to do well for some reason. And everyone's like, whoa. And I was like, oh, shit, man, I'm sorry. And I asked them to take it out. I was like, can you take that out?
That's
Like,
so funny.
I mean, beta the entire way. But
No, I have I could definitely do a minute compilation of hard F slurs from my battle rap career.
really?
Oh my god.
When did you? I don't even want.
Yeah, we could get into it. I need to see.
We got
You wanna watch his?
Asifo versus. Why am I up here battling Cartman from South Park?
So I don't know what to do here.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry
yeah.
I keep pausing because you're gonna have to add this in. Okay. And I don't know what to do here because we are comedians. So I'm running there and I'm going, we're comedians. This is a part of a comedy festival.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be funny.
At its base, it should be funny. At its core.
At its core, it should be funny. And we're two comedians. And my buddy Nick was taking this way more seriously than I did. Like I would like laugh and I'd turn to him and he would be going,
That's
I'm
just
like,
whack.
yeah, and I'm going, am I supposed to be doing that? Like, I had literally no idea how to react besides
Because it's a thing in battle rap, like playing defense is like a thing.
Yeah, and also, you don't want to be, because I was laughing at his stuff and I was trying to be supportive.
Yeah.
But then I was like, am I a bitch for laughing at his stuff? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the bravado etiquette. Like, am I supposed to be, I know that's like just be yourself kind of
No,
thing.
but I think that there's a million different ways to do it. There's like one dude, Big K, who like whenever someone says something, he like kicks the ground. He's like, "That shit's garbage," and it looks so cool when he does
Yeah.
it. But then other people like don't, like they can't pull it off the same way. Sometimes people will laugh or like dap someone up after
Yeah.
a big line, but then it takes the fan out of it. So like there are definitely different ways to approach the fucking defense in a rap battle.
If you're looking at my face the entire time, I'm going like,
I mean, no, just kidding. Like when
Yeah,
Kanye
exactly.
gets caught smiling and he's just like,
exactly. And I don't know what to do because I didn't actually find anything he was saying even remotely funny, but I wanted to be a good sport.
yeah.
But in this, I don't know if the being a good sport means like, oh, look, and he's just taking it.
Yeah.
He's just that toxic masculinity that comes with battling that I know of. Like, I'm not in it, obviously. So I'm like, I gotta be fucking cool. So he's calling me names and I'm going back and forth.
I mean, I can talk about how you a fatty though, who hangs out with his fratty bros, drinking natty bows, or how you dress like you belong in a ketamine fashion show. But it's Brendan Sagalow, right? And he wants to be Eminem so bad. This nigga thinks he be Rabbit. He wants to be Eminem so bad. Y'all know that one Eminem song, Lose Yourself? Talk about his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I bet the only thing your fat ass heard from that song is mom's spaghetti.
I'm trying to like,
yeah.
so I'm like,
That's
but
like
now,
you're being nice that you're like giving it to him, like, yeah.
But
yeah.
now that I'm watching this, because I also watch a lot of battles that are like, my favorite thing on YouTube is when someone does a line that's like, and everyone's like, what? I watch that all the time. My favorite thing is them being like, because they get into it, and they're like, you know, like, and then your chair broke, and everyone's like, huh?
What? Dude, there's compilations of them. There are these British dudes that do like a series called Bad Bars, and it's so funny because they'll just put them all together, and it's just like crickets and like silence and the worst.
Dude,
You
yeah,
should
that's
really-
the one I watch because they'll I think so because they'll add like things after where they'll like do a bad bar and then they're like, what the fuck? You know, like, so they'll add like a thing to it.
Yes, dude, it's so fucking funny.
So
Teddy, he jerked off to that song, cock armed and ready.
I'm literally telling him I'm too high to do this. I said, can you go get a water?
You asked him to get you a water?
I asked him to give me a
Because
water.
the mouth does get dry. The mouth.
Yeah.
All right, we can hop ahead to yours.
Yeah. You wanna watch
I
mine?
get the gist of it, of what he's saying. So he's like, this is
It's
a guy who
long. He's taking it very seriously.
Yes, and he's watched a lot of battle rap. I could tell because he's
Yeah.
like rhyming a lot of things, and like you could tell that he just has a lot of battle rap influences.
Right, and then it's me who's the Michelin man, who's like, okay, you guys.
I love that you asked for water after the first line.
I know.
Like,
He goes, this guy
immediately.
looks like Cartman, and I'm like, I'm gonna need some water.
I didn't realize he was gonna come with that
So
kind of shit.
now I'm so nervous. I can't remember anything. I remember the first line I had, and then
Yeah.
it all falls apart. Where
Really?
he was like, he was just taking it. He was like, I guess good, but I don't think any of the lines were good. But he
It's
was like, he memorized.
technically proficient.
Exactly. It did the job. And my like, sorry to keep pausing this.
No, please, it's
But
funny.
my comedian instincts immediately kicked in, where like,
It's on you, man. Close it out strong, man. Here it goes. A worse version of that for sure.
You see, I
I
can tell
have to
how
get
high
ahead
you
of it.
are,
I
dude.
have to get ahead of it. Where I'm like a worse version of that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I also at one point I tell them I'm high, and I think that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Where in stand up, if I'm like, there is a little bit of that where you're like, I'm high, and everyone's like, what? But there will be people that laugh. I don't think this was a crowd of all black people too, and I don't think they.
You're like, I'm
Fuck
high, and they're
with
like,
that.
okay, like,
Yeah, they're
same.
like, we're all high. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
Picture this. Picture this. Me on a seafoam seaboat with hose, doing coke with a rolled-up C-note.
Oh my God.
One of my hoes is hungry and she's looking for some Frito, so I call my waiter over and it's Alex Asifo.
Not
So you're
bad.
killing.
Not bad. Yeah. Let me just tell you, that's the best it gets.
It's as good as it gets.
That's as good as it gets. It falls apart so quickly.
They're loving it though.
What do you think about his cadence too?
Yeah.
His like
Oh,
slam
fuck it.
poetry vibe.
I know. I'm like, cause I can't remember. The one
Oh,
white
that's
guy.
like a hearty applause or like a hearty audience reaction break.
And look at them trying not to laugh in the back.
I say, Alex, the hoes are hungry.
Dude, I should have just stopped there.
Yeah, you really could have called time on yourself.
How did you let this happen? He says, I'm sorry, boss, I was just practicing some rapping.
That I think is
So
as good
you
as.
should be practicing buying a gat with all of the attachments and putting it up to your skull and blowing your brain into fragments.
Bar.
Let's go. And you kept a serious face too.
Yeah. Well, that's where I was like, I watch it back and I go, you fucking douchebag. I'm like, I say one, like, you should be throwing the baguette with the attachment to that. And then,
flex so
pussy.
You fucking heard me, pussy.
Pussy. I wish it was just funny the entire time.
So attractive. The only way you're attracting pussy is if you catfish.
Ooh.
Almost fucked up there. Almost fucked up that one.
I'm sweating watching this.
And that's the red hat's Reggie.
That's
right?
Reggie, yeah.
Why is he mean mugging you? Why is he giving you
He was
nothing?
not happy with me. He just didn't, I think, because I had to like rearrange. I was like, dude, I got to go do a show or something.
But it's like on him to be like the lead audience member and gas you up a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, he might just have been really high or something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
But anytime, like when you do stand up, and I say it every time, if I'm doing stand up and there's someone on the stage with me, it's kind of like it's their responsibility to laugh.
Yeah.
Because if you're just hanging out there, it's like, dude, you're gonna make everybody think I'm not good at this.
Yeah, like he sees all the comedians and he doesn't think you're funny. Like
Right.
laugh along, give a little bit more than you would naturally
right.
give.
And so far,
he's giving you
I'm
nothing.
winning.
Oh, yo,
I am
Oh,
winning.
you definitely are.
I'm winning.
Attractions at Six Flags, Little Slugger will never ride the Batman.
Oh God, I suck.
I didn't even know how tall you were. I was like hoping you were fucking tiny.
That shit plays too. The non-conversational rebuttal or the conversational non-rhyming rebuttals.
Really? I thought I
I
was.
mean, they're laughing.
I forgot.
I don't remember what it is. Can I look at it for a second?
Is that bad? Will
People do that in rap battles, but they'll like sneak it. But especially for this, it should be okay.
Is that bad? Okay, wait. All right. This nigga forgot his ball as he tried to pull out his phone. I did take 100 milligram edible before this. So now you know that.
There's like the high darkness behind your eyes.
Yeah.
So draft, this is gonna be on like fucking World Star tomorrow. Like, fat kid has a panic attack. Like, it's fucking, I can already feel it. Let me look. I'll take the loss, but I want to get my art out.
Yeah, this is all hilarious. And the crowd is here for it too.
Okay.
Well, it is a comedy show.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It
Like
is a
they're there
comedy
for
show.
it.
Little Slugger, he
Oh,
told me
God.
to ride the Batman. I may be fat, man, but you are too skinny, dude. You're so thinning, you. You're so black and thinning. You look like Homer Simpson's hairdo. I said thinning twice.
It's brutal. It gets brutal because there's only, to me, so many times you can have that was bad, right?
A fuck up.
And then if you just keep fucking up.
But at least you're like talking through it, dude. I like messed up twice in a battle rap, and one of them, or maybe I messed up 3 times. One time I just like freestyled and garbage. There was no pause in it. Second time I like waited for a second and then like I got it back. And then the third time, like it was maybe a minute of silence as I like looked at the ground, and it was like death inside. So you at least mentioning it and making the crowd laugh is
Right.
like
And it's still a comedy show, which we've said so many times at this point, but it still is a comedy show where I can't imagine like you doing that to people that are like, this is my fucking life. like, and you're going like, I don't know.
It wasn't even like I wasn't even funny or
funny.
light about it. I was just like, oh, dude, I embarrassed. I can't even. I've never seen it.
Oh my
I've
God.
never watched it.
We don't really have to finish this, but unless you
Or just give me a little bit more.
We
Just
can
a little
finish
bit
it.
of taste.
You should want fat, bitch. I mean, you're queen and slim, you skinny.
Good.
That was when Queen and Slim came out.
of course. And they're liking it. See, they like the F slur.
What did you just say off screen again?
I said, "Am I losing them?" I went. I looked at my girlfriend at the time and I went, "Am I losing them?"
You're doing great, sweetie.
Just forgetting you're talking into a microphone.
Yeah, you could off mic maybe.
All right.
Cancel him. Someone says.
You look like a starving Marvin Gaye, except you're hardly an artist in any way unless you star in a remake of Martin where your one line is, oops, I farted. Big laugh.
Oh my god.
I mean, I just bomb in with a fantastic.
But like you're owning every like you have like something for every like moment of silence.
Yeah,
where it's
because
just,
you can't just sit in the silence. You're like, you have to be like, I thought that was gonna be good, guys. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all bad. And at one point, so I'll go to the end.
Tip number one, it's no
Oh yeah,
fun
so
to
someone
hear
yells
you talk.
time.
So if you could learn to pantomime the difference between how whites and blacks walk or whatever hacky gawk that's coming out of your giant mouth, I mean, your trap is so big, even Rambo couldn't get out. Tom! Does that mean good? Time it up!
Does time mean good?
Does time that's good?
Oh my god!
Means you're
Even
having the
watching
time of
that
your
now,
life?
dude, I'm like, you could see the water on my fucking palms.
You're a legend for even
my
watching
palms
it.
are sweaty.
They actually are. He
They
was
are.
right, dude.
You know what? He was right about that.
He was fucking right, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, that got booked like a month in advance, and it was just one of those. I don't know if you've ever booked something or whatever where you're just panicking the entire month.
That was my whole rap battle career, is like just panicking leading up to it and just being terrified,
Right.
and having invasive dreams. Like, and I think all battle rappers have the dream of like being on stage and not being prepared, and not knowing what you're gonna say.
Oh my god! Do you have dreams where you're rap battling and you don't know what to say, or you're?
Before every rap battle, I would have that dream for like a month straight. All the dudes have it, and when I stopped doing it, I stopped having the dream. It's like not something that
you're
recurs.
done.
I mean, I would do something. The last one I did was like it was like a charity type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm currently organizing like a bunch of like compliment battles where
I
dudes
love
are just
those.
fucking nice as shit to
Did
each
you?
other.
Because I saw a couple of you doing that, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is such a good idea. Like,
It's so
were they
fun.
doing that before that, or is that something you brought?
They
into
did
the-
one, and then I did one against this dude, Pat Stay, who's like the best battle rapper of all time. And it was like in Nova Scotia in front of like 3,000 people.
I think that's the one I saw where it was like outside and shit.
That was the one that like really like put it on the map.
So funny, dude. I mean, that's really, it's like totally different and cool and funny, and it's like it takes the bravado out of it, where it's like some people are so. Like, this is my life. You say the wrong thing, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I might take some of this seriously, kind of thing. But now it's like you're rapping.
It's funny for women. Like, women don't go to battle raps unless there's like 5 of them and they're wearing flat brims and it's like a very specific look, like jersey dresses.
I look for women when I'm watching rap battles. I like look for them and I'm like, their boyfriend brought them here. That's the vibe with every woman you see at a rap battle, where they're like, are they enjoying this at all? Of these guys being like, and just being so
making
mad at
gun
each other.
sounds.
Now, are there any lines that like say like someone who's novice comes in and is like completely hacky? Because there's stuff with that with stand up where they're like, where it's like, yeah, you're new, you could just tell because you're
maybe there's probably some things that like. Maybe someone has said this before, but I think that like as much as someone might be new to doing it, there's probably people who are new to watching it, and they might be their first time going to an event. So if something's like hacky, the crowd might be excited. It's probably the same thing as stand-up, where like the crowd might laugh, but if you're like a stand-up or if I'm a battle rapper standing back here, I'm like, bro, I fucking heard that fucking 38 special line before or whatever.
That's another compilation I'll watch of rappers like guessing the line.
Trying to predict someone else's line.
That I couldn't imagine how much of a ball cutting off thing that is. If you're like blah blah blah, blah lyrical, you know, like someone goes like, "Don't predict my line." I would flip the fuck out of it. Don't you do that? I would do it in the middle. Don't you do that? And
dude?
There's
like a famous clip, or maybe it's not famous. Maybe it's just I know because I'm a battle rap or I came from that world. But there's a guy who predicted. A guy said a line. He was like, "I can't believe his remote control car drove him so far." And the dude predicted the entire line of this like super specific like rhyme scheme or some shit. He's like, "Remote control car drove him so far."
And they predict it in such an insulting way because they don't just go like blah 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 blah. They go,
They
roll their eyes.
It's
They're
like
like, I
jerk off
know
hand
this
motion.
is fucking coming.
Yeah, it's very.
So you're not touching music at all.
Or I mean, I do it like I do it kind of like recreationally, but it's almost like it's hard to be like, I'm gonna fucking whip your ass, pussy. At like I'm 36,
right,
and look at me, like people can see me. You know what I mean? They know I'm not gonna whip
but
their
your
ass.
style isn't like I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah.
You're like clever and shit, and like.
But even the
outsmarting
bravado,
them.
and also like that's another thing that like battle rappers lie so much about how much they're getting paid, and they're getting paid so little. Like it's like they're making $6,000 a year on that, and that's like if you're like one of the best like 10%, you'll make that much.
How much they normally make a battle? Like you're working really hard for let's say a month. Like they booked it out a month.
Right.
What are you making? Like not even like the King of the Dot like stuff. Like just. Or even maybe even that, like
so, like the guy at the top of the card, maybe somebody's making $2,000, $3,000 at the top of the card, and then they'll say they're making $20,000, and then everybody else on the cards maybe making $500. Like I did a round of these compliment battles. I think one of the guys got paid like $1,500, and he's like, "Bro, I want to thank you. This is the most I've ever got paid for a battle in my entire life." And he's a career 15-year guy doing it, and he said it to me like in private, but like when he talks about his price or negotiates, he's asking for so much more. But like no, there's just no money in it. Like no one fucking.
That's brutal.
It's a tough thing to age into. So like if I do it, it's recreationally, but I also know the level of stress that it causes me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my legacy.
Well, dude, you have some like legit legacy battles, like the one with you and who's that guy, Big T?
Yeah, that's a great
like,
one.
I'll watch that every once in a while. Like, this is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I could never. I'm afraid. Look how scared I am. I'm like, any line I say that might not get what exactly I want, I'm just like, well, fuck you guys too. You know, I don't want this stuff, and I'm just like, I'm just afraid. And like, if you have to battle someone who is like a legend. Is there that where you're like, I don't want to insult this guy. Like, I love this guy.
The last one I did, I was like, I was almost too nice to him beforehand. I was like, dude, you and me, we're going to fucking make it huge. And it was a benefit for the dude, Pat Stay, and who wound up passing away. And he was like, the guy came out with like Pat Stay on his shirt, and he's like, I got Pat on my chest. You just want a pat on the back. And I was like, oh, fuck, you're right, dude. I have been an absolute pussy about this.
What do you mean?
Like, I should have just gone hard and been like, you're a loser, but instead I've been like, you're a fucking legend, and this is like, we're doing something big together.
That's
for
brutal
like,
too, because it's not that it's hard, but it takes a lot in me personally to be able to express to somebody that like, you're a legend to me. I really respect what you do and stuff. And then like with comedy, there's that. Like people go, you probably normally don't even say it, but like if you're like, hey, by the way, I think you're fucking the man.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, thanks, man. And like, you actually are building up this guy's ego a little bit. But with rap battling, if you're like, I think you're fucking awesome, dude. You're like the man. You go, oh yeah, you don't say. This motherfucker thought I was the man.
Get off of my dick.
Get off of my dick.
It really is so much of that.
Crush me.
I guess I am on your dick.
I'd have to think. Now, has there any been? Because this is also very. Sorry if we're talking about rap.
No, I don't mind
much.
at all.
I'm just so into it. Dude.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Like, are there any like the freestyling thing? Where somebody says something, are you in your head going like, okay, how do I say this? And like with a line where I'm like, you mentioned that I wear a hat sometimes.
Yeah.
But you wear a you know. Is that a part of it too? Like you like, I have to mention the stuff that he said to me, like so that they know I'm still in the room. Kind of thing. Or is it like I'm just gonna say my writtens?
There's like the rebuttal has to be really good to make it like to make it pop in the room. And I went against a Swedish guy one time, and he's like, you never rebuttal anything. And I was like, as a rebuttal, I was like, you've never said anything dope in your whole life. Like you said, I don't rebuttal shit. You're exactly right. And like everybody, it went crazy because it's like I'm acknowledging it. But like most of the other times I've tried to rebuttal something, it's like way worse than anything I prepared and wrote.
Dude,
and it's like I'm trying to prove I'm in the moment.
100%.
That's why it's all written now, because like when it used to be freestyle battles, like 8 Mile purports to be, it was like less. Whatever you're coming up with on the spot, it's like when you do stand up, like the stand up on the spot shows, like that's not going to be as good as your materials that you thought about for fucking months and fucking worked on and like prepared and wanted to.
And
make
even
better.
when like roast battling. So if there was like comedians do that roast battle shit, and I did that when it was like when it was like peak,
Like
just-
2016,
yeah, just
2017.
got to New York.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing it.
Yes.
Packed rooms. It felt like the closest I'd feel to that.
Yes.
If you had a rebuttal doing a rebuttal is very risky.
Yes.
Because if your rebuttal is not that good, you can lose the confidence of everybody and they're like, this guy fucking sucks.
Yes.
And I also hate when people rebuttal in comedy shows, because if you're doing a roast battle and you say something and the person rebuts, that's selfish to me. I go, you're not letting them get the laugh in a way. Because it's still, I don't know if rap battling is like this, because I know it's someone has to win.
Yeah.
One of us has to eat each other alive, right? Or whatever. Like with the comedy roast battling, to me, we're a team. This has got to be a good show. I'm either going to destroy you or we're going to have a good show.
Yes.
But I'm going to bring my version of the heat.
There's an element to that for rap battles too, 100%, where it's like both dudes have to do really good, because if one guy just smokes the other, it doesn't have the replay value where people want to watch it back and argue over who won. There's no discourse around it.
Yeah.
But dude, I love the roast battle shit. I was like writing for a show where celebrities rap battled each other on TNT.
Oh, I saw that show.
Yeah. And one of the other writers was Mike Lawrence, who's like a fucking sick roast.
He's got the crazy fingers.
Yeah, he does. A great writer.
But he's a great writer. Yeah.
He's a hilarious, and he would just bring me to all these roast battles out there, and it was like a revelation. It was so fucking cool and fun at the time. Like,
because it's got to be like with rap battling. Has there been someone who called you out? Like you get called out, right?
All the
Is that
time.
usually how it works?
All the time,
You get
yeah.
called out
all the time.
and you can take it. Is there anybody that has like called you out and you're like, God, this fucking guy? You're like, I'm not even on your level. Like this is like,
you're not on my level.
You're not on my level.
Yes.
Like you calling me out and then you still did it or something. Like, has there anybody, and then you just like absolutely demolish them and you're like, what a waste of fucking time.
There was a dude, a guy named Lance. Which is a hilarious rap battle name.
Yeah.
And I was battling in New York, and I like drove him home to New Jersey, and I like dropped him off, and he was like, yeah, like maybe like sometime like me and you could battle rap, and like they'll pay you, and like I'll give you like a couple $100 on top of it. And I was like, yeah, I'll fucking battle Lance, dude. And I battled Lance, dude, and it was one of he sucks. I had no inspiration, and it was so uninteresting. He never paid me on top of what he said he was. He's just like a fucking.
You're driving home, you're going Lance, pants,
yeah, whatever, dance, yeah.
Oh
Like,
my God.
It was it was a low point. It's like got to be one of my least viewed battles or whatever.
Oh, that's on YouTube?
Yeah.
And everything? Oh.
Well, I guess watch me against Lance.
I'm gonna watch all. Yeah, I want to watch you against Lance.
Yeah, you
and
gotta
just
see
seeing
me
you
against
being like
Lance.
just demolishing him for no reason.
He was like little and like cross-eyed, and I was like descending on him, being like, "You fucking bitch, I'll fucking do it." It was just such a. I guess it was a low moment in a lot of ways.
It sounds like a low moment for Lance.
It was tough for Lance, but he got me to do it, and so it was like the biggest battle of his career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, you have to find stuff that's kind of on an even playing field where you're bringing the same amount of fans. You have like a similar skill level. I guess it's like boxing.
And I guess like the compliment battles are good because you're not bringing that devil into your soul, I guess, if that's a way to put it, where you're like, I have to literally hate this fucking guy for a month.
It's a toxic line of thinking.
It's such a toxic thing. You have to like look up everything, be like, oh, he's from Arkansas. I hope his arm gets sawed.
Wait, that might be it.
That
might be a bar, right? Dude, but I think one of the things I admired about your when you went up there is that for a rap name, you just went by your name.
I just went by my name. Yeah, well, it's a comedy show. I mean, I guess if I was doing a real rap battle, I guess I would go as Sagdaddy. But
yeah.
I don't know if that's.
Did you ever earlier when you were like, say, freestyling, like as like whenever you're 14 or 18, however old, did you ever have like a rap name or anything like that?
Yeah. So I had Dizzy Funk.
Pretty good.
Dizzy Funk. And then I went to Sketchy Rascal, which is not too bad. I was trying to find my
They
Slim
sound
Shady, dude.
like British almost. Like
I'll
the
tell
boy
you-
Dizzy Funk, Sketchy Rascal coming to the stage.
Yeah, I got that fucking thing on. Man's got it. Man's
got bars in the balaclava. It does have a little bit of a British twang to it, but that's cool though.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. It was fucking rapnamegenerator.com. That's
Was it?
That's
No,
what
was
that
it?
was. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I went to rapnamegenerator.com, which is actually what Donald Glover did.
No,
So,
that's how he got
not
Childish
too
Gambino?
stupid. Not too stupid now.
It's actually fucking genius.
Yeah.
How you like Dizzy Funk now?
Ooh, yeah, Dizzy Funk with the things, watching the telly, smelling smelly.
In my belly.
But so I know that I don't know if you want to talk about this, but you put out an album years ago, right?
I put out
Or
3
like a
albums,
mixtape
bro.
or something?
I put out like
Really?
I put out multiple albums. Yeah.
Because I
yeah.
remember when I started watching your battles, I was like, oh, I like this guy. And like I tried to look up your music and you only had one album.
Yeah, I've put out 3 albums. To I guess none of them have been like super successful, but they've been like decently successful. I don't know.
Kind
like,
of fun to do still,
it's just
too.
fun. It's fun to make music. It's fun to rap, but like I've always gone by Rone because like my name's Adam Ferrone, and it was
Right.
just like a nickname. But dude, I did toy with like having a rap name, and it was like a time when you would like take a word and like turn it into a different word or whatever. And so I was on rap message boards, literally rapmusic.com. And I was posting under what I thought was going to be my rap name. And it was Ubiquitwist. Such a fucking, and I think I told,
that sucks, dude.
it sucks so bad, dude. It sucks.
I'll tell you what, I toiled before I came to Sagdaddy. I toiled with Morbidly Obese.
That's hilarious.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Ubiquitwist, and like it's like a play on the word ubiquitous, but like putting my own twist on it. And it was like, and I think I told one of my friends, and maybe like I like rapped at like a house party, and he was like, "That's the boy Ubiquitous," and I was like, I can't. I need to find a way to fucking backpedal for this.
Yeah, because Rone is just so cool.
It's just like
you go, hey, that's his name.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how he
not-
got it. He's not trying to be anything.
Yeah.
Like Ludacris is still kind of cool because that's his name.
Chris.
It's Chris.
Yeah,
right?
it's in there.
So like, there's
But giving yourself your own nickname is like there's like a little bit of like
it's brutal.
yeah, there's
brutal.
It's kind of corny,
Especially if
inherently.
it's very like, oh, well, me, I'm fucking
Ubiquitous.
Yeah, I'm
it's literally that,
Ubiquitous.
dude.
Dude, that sounds like a rap name that they'd give a character in 30 Rock. You know what I mean? Like one of Tracy
it's so
Morgan's
bad,
friends.
dude. I don't even
Yeah.
know if I've ever talked about it before because I still like carry like a deep embarrassment and shame about how fucking corny it is, dude.
So, are you thinking about going back to even like making a song or anything, or making any music? Maybe
I
featuring
write
on a
songs-
Sagdaddy.
Oh, bro! If you
music?
got something, I literally write music all the time. I'll get in the studio and record shit, but it's
Dude,
like just for
I would absolutely love to do that because and Nicole introduced me to a producer that her boyfriend used because her boyfriend does music too.
Yeah.
And he's just such a cool producer. We made the theme song to my show together and everything. And it's like,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. I would love to do a song with you, dude.
I'm 100% in, and like I'm at a point where it's like completely
Clip it. Clip that.
Well, I'm like when I used to make music, I was like, this is the one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm gonna fucking blow up with this one. And so I'm like, just
You have to think like that.
Yeah,
you
re-
have to think like that.
And I have like such a comfort in knowing that like I have like a life and a career, and it's like I don't. There's not the pressure of every song I make being like I'm gonna get this shit on the fucking radio.
Yeah, once
I'm
you're
gonna get this
fucking-
on the fucking
And
Billboard
now
charts.
you're just doing the complete opposite thing, which is podcasting, which is bringing in money, where you're like, I don't even have to think about what I'm saying.
It's the easiest and fakest career ever, dude. It's such a fucking joke,
I
dude.
know.
Not to disparage your craft.
I try to make this as real as possible, you know?
Yeah.
This isn't my craft.
Yeah.
This is just to help with stand up or whatever.
Does it?
No. I don't know. I might, because that's how I feel with stand up. It's funny when I'm doing, like, I look at making music like I'm like a serial killer. Like every once in a while I get that itch that needs to be scratched.
There will be
and I make a song. I'm Dexter. I need to make the song. I need to do that. And then when I'm done, I'm like, okay, I don't have to do that for a little while.
Yeah, you get it out of
until
your
that
system.
fucking itch comes back.
Yeah.
But with stand up, it's like, this is the bit. This is the bit. This is going to be the bit that everybody fucking talks about. This is the bit
I
that
have the perfect 30. This is the perfect
and buddy,
hour.
wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
Not once. Not
No,
one bit.
that's not true. That's not true at all.
No.
I've had
Thank you.
bits of yours that I've talked about fucking
Oh,
I've
I
had-
appreciate that.
you
Which
have-
ones?
when you say you look like a painting.
Oh yeah. Well, Renaissance painting's
Renaissance
depiction
painting.
of a queen.
Yeah, that's fucking
Especially when I had
hilarious,
that fucking hair, dude. We were so I'm putting my special out in a couple weeks,
Fuck
and
yeah.
I filmed it when my hair was. I don't know what I was doing with my hair, but it's literally the only. I mean, it's a continuity cancer. My hair at that point, which is hilarious at this guy because it's like combed really nice, and then
Yeah.
in the next thing it's like. All over the fucking place.
So what are you gonna do? Do you just just say fuck the continuity, or do
Well,
you?
I watched it with somebody, and I mentioned that at the end. I was like, yeah, do you notice my hair at all? And they were like, no, didn't even pick it up. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's probably one of the things where you're so close to it that you're like, oh, this is gonna be
Right.
what takes everybody out of the moment,
I
and it
know.
really just doesn't matter at all.
It's with everything and anything. Now, do you have that with, like, when you were battling? Was like, I guess there's not really a similarity to it. Like, if you're filming your own thing, are you like, ooh, the continuity or whatever?
Because you,
Like,
that's
how many
like,
shows do you do? Just one battle?
that's the thing is that's the biggest difference I think between stand up. I mean, there's a billion differences, but like from the craft perspective, you're only doing it once, and you have to be perfect the first time.
Right.
And so there's no like testing material. There's no like
Right. You
like-
just have to kind of be like, I legitimately thought that line about him being so thin and black he looks like Homer Simpson's hair was going to destroy the crowd.
Yeah.
And when I was like, Homer Simpson's hairdo, then it was like, boo. I think about that. You ever see that like when, because I watch a lot of bad battles too, where that lady was like, whoopty fucking doo doo.
Yes,
You know what
so
I'm talking
good,
about?
so good. I know like
That's
some of
how
the
I
people
felt.
personally from these bad
Oh,
battles.
really?
It makes it so
Oh,
much
yeah,
funnier.
that makes sense. That's so funny, dude. That's one thing that stand up doesn't have. There's no compilation, I don't think, of people just fucking flailing and saying something that's so crazy that everybody's like, what?
Do you ever get the Schadenfreude of do you ever go to an open mic or some shit? I'm sure you're like way past this, but like, when you were doing open mics and shit like that, would you ever go and just like enjoy the fact that people are like literally like?
It's my favorite thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing in the world, and not from a point of I know what I'm doing. I'm better than this. I'm better than them. It's from I remember being that bad.
Yeah.
And I remember, and it brings a new, which I think could be a similarity between battling and stand up.
Yeah.
Where you watch someone that you're like, oh, they're very kind of what's the word, green, right?
Yeah.
So you're like watching someone and you're like, oh, I see all the mistakes they're making, and it's bringing me joy. Not in a sense where I like watching them fail, but I like seeing the things that I'm like, I remember doing that. Like there's a club in Mohegan Sun, called Comics Roadhouse, and after the first show on Thursday, they do a bringer show.
Okay.
So the bringer show is you bring a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Now, do they have that with battling too? You have to you can battle if you bring.
No, it's just like you get booked on like the shittiest card ever for like 12 people. in a
Right.
fucking room.
Like I watched that. Another that movie Bodied that you were in.
Yeah.
Hilarious in too.
Yeah. fun
And
one.
that's what it reminded me of, like them being in that basement, like where it's like, this is awful.
Yeah.
You know, you watch the ones where you're like, they're not all those big ones with the huge crowds and all that shit. Some
At
of them
all.
are like a couple of people just standing around being just kind of, not people that would ever be in a rap battle kind of thing.
They used to just have them outside. Like they used to just be like in the
Like
the
a
fucking
park.
and shit
Yeah,
like
awful.
that. But then
But I like watching the bringer shows because these guys are so, it's funny to see what people think stand up is supposed to be in the beginning.
And what like mistake do you, or like what do they think it's
There's a lot of
supposed to be?
attitude, which is like there is a thing with stand up where it's like sometimes you don't say a funny thing, you say things funny. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can say something that's funny, or sometimes you can say a thing funny.
Yeah.
And I get that. But a lot of these guys are all the attitude of like what they think a stand up should be. I wish I can where they're like, I can't even imitate it.
Does
I'm
it, like,
I'm
mirror-
so far out of that I can't even imitate it.
Is it like similar to comics that they admire maybe or some shit like that?
Yeah,
Or
you
is
see
it-
that. You see that sometimes. So people will turn into the comics that they admire after a little while
Yeah.
because they're learning how to copy someone.
Uh-huh.
But when you see someone doing their first show and they're like, I went to the mall the other day. and you wouldn't believe what I saw. And it's like this, like, you like people think it's like when you watch like Law and Order or you watch something where there's a comedian character and it's like this like attitude, like everybody thinks stand-ups are like this like
the smirking,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like
the smug, like,
he's smug, yeah,
like
yeah,
cocked
exactly.
eyebrow, being like,
Exactly, where it's just like, yeah, that's one guy, that's one dude that does that, Seinfeld, and then,
everybody probably resents that dude for like just his like the air that is around him.
Yeah, especially because like I don't know the way people perceive how stand up is. You can even see it in hecklers that you get. Like if I'm doing crowd work or whatever, every single person. I was saying it this weekend. I was in Chicago this weekend, and I'm going. How come I'm on stage saying this? I go, every time I talk to a fucking audience member, they are rude. And I'm not being rude. And I'm going like, so what do you do for a living? And they're like, you know, they'll be like, I'm not the professional here. And I'm like, I'm just trying to talk to you, dude. Like, I'm like, oh, why are you asking me? You're the one with the microphone. Everyone's response to a stand-up is being mean.
Is it because they're like defensive and scared that you're about to like destroy
100%.
their life?
100%. And I don't give off that at all unless, you know, they say something stupid, which then you have to mention.
Yeah.
But I'm literally going like, what's up, man? Like, I'm literally faking being nice. Like, I'm like, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Like, is this your wife? And he goes, maybe. Why are you looking? It's like, weird.
I think you have to blame the people who will just. I was at like a stand-up show maybe last summer, and I forget who it was, and I'm gonna guess. I think it was Aaron Berg who was just like, "Look at this like autistic fuck," like talking about me.
Yeah,
I think he just
talking
like
about you.
Yeah. No, destroyed me off like the look of my.
Yeah, you're fucking wearing like a
half
hat,
autistic
yeah.
fuck. Like I was like, oh fuck.
I'm not into that. I'm not into like crowd work.
It doesn't even bother me, and I was just like giving him, and he's like, with your fucking thumbs up. It just like further destroyed me. I was like trying to not be like defensive or just like but also not try to like steal the show. And you just, I don't know, what's the perfect...
Steal the show. Hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to steal all the audience here. Right, you guys? No, but that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You just go like, just laugh. You just gotta laugh. Answer the questions honestly.
Yeah.
People all the time are like, I'm like, is this your wife? They're like, yeah. I'm like, how'd you meet? I was her therapist. And I'll go, were you really? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, well, it's not funny to lie to me.
Yeah, just give me something to chew on.
Yeah, exactly. Now with battling, have you ever seen anything that was so unique that you're like, whoa, that was like a cool way that person did? Because with roast battling, there's people like, I don't know if you know JP McDade. He was always like he's the man.
Just came out with a special.
It fucking rules. Check out JP's. You probably already have. He was such a unique battler. Like he would roast battle in like such unique ways that you're like, no one else is doing it like this because everyone else is going like, thank you, blah, 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 for being here. Thanks for taking time from da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And like, you look like if blah, 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 fucked blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's just this rhythmic, like whatever, where he would actually write jokes that were unique to his voice or anything. Now, is there anybody in battling that you're like, that guy's fucking unique?
There were dudes that, some of the guys that are like so unique, it's almost like they're a sideshow. So it's like, there was a guy, I think he even went on Kill Tony recently, a guy named Mike White, who just had like a crazy voice like this. It was like, oh, fuck, Mike White's like sick. But it was like interesting. But as far as like people who just have like a different approach, like there's another guy who just has like an interesting, like a dude named Uncasa who is like, I get one N-word, he brings two N-words, and two N-words bring four, and I get four N-words with those N-words, and those N-words bring more.
Yes, dude, like, that's awesome. There are some things where it's like, that's like an okay bar or whatever, but with the thing going, the rhythm,
the bravado, like
yes,
more.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about with like sometimes you say things that are funny.
Yes.
And sometimes you say funny things or whatever the fuck I said before.
No, but that's a great way to put it. And it's like an interesting way to look at it, especially comedy. But I'm trying to think of battle rappers who like just come at it from like a different angle. And I mean, a lot of the good ones do, but it's almost like you're doing it because you're limited to the art form because it has to rhyme. You know what I mean? And it's kind of broad
but
to call it an art form.
But that to me doesn't really feel... That's funny, man, that you say that because with comedy, you go... there's a limit because it has to be funny.
That is true. That's one of the great like freedoms of battle rap, where it's like you could be aggressive, you could be witty, you could insult them, you could
Yeah.
self-deprecate yourself. Like you could be funny, or you
Yeah.
could like be
When
threatening.
you first started, were you doing anybody? Like, were you doing someone? Like, and then you were like, this isn't really my style.
I think that there were probably like there was like a combination of a couple dudes, but like they were so aggressive and like genuine in their aggression. So when I'm like yelling, like it didn't even read that it was like similar to these dudes
Yeah.
because they're like, no,
That's like me
you're a
going,
bitch.
you should have a gat and kill yourself. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Oh, whoa.
I was
Like,
doing a lot of gat and kill yourself type of shit, dude. I was so aggressive, and I was like, I really acted like I was, and I think I had like a fake New York accent early on too,
hilarious,
like
dude.
keep raw, like
Which
on the
is crazy
floor.
because you have like an urban like accent, or like Philly is kind of like, even if you grew up in a suburban area,
Right.
that accent itself, like I grew up in a suburban area,
Yeah.
but the New York accent is very like kind of like urban-y, like
Yeah.
like city, blah blah
Where'd
blah.
you grow up in Jersey?
Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Got it.
so like I still get that Long Island,
Long Island.
coffee and oh, is that your dog?
I
Kinda
think I
shit.
just had a friend from Rockaway Beach, and I think I just admired his accent.
Yeah, sure. And you're like, I'm gonna hit you with raw is the perfect New
Raw.
York word. Raw.
Raw.
That's
I
absolutely
got the raw
crazy.
aggression, and now he's a firefighter. So I still try to hang out with the firefighters out there, dude.
Yeah, that's cool,
All
though.
the boys from fucking Rockaway.
Did anybody ever say to you like, or is it just like you had to figure it out on your own to be like, you're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal.
And that's the thing about when not only do you have to hit it right the first time when you do battle rap, but like there's not really people that you like run the shit by, and you
Yeah.
have to like it's a lot of trial and error. So there was times when I would like there was probably a couple battles where I would like fucking start screaming and shit like that. And it's like
Yeah.
no.
That's funny too. You
No.
can't really run it by anybody. You can't like I can call up my friend and be like, have you heard anybody say this? Is this a bit? Do you
Yeah.
think that's funny? But can you call up your friend and be like, do you think this is good? I snap back with a snap back and who's that guy that was like a round guy?
Yeah,
you know that dude?
around with the
Yeah,
round and
I thought that
round.
was cool. I thought that was a good bar.
At first I thought it sucked, and then I like thought through it all, and I was like, it actually does make sense.
It's too many wow. Like I think the
It's a
average
little
person is
Charlie
like,
Brown.
you know, it does sound like the Charlie Brown teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does get a little bit tough. But yeah, there's not a lot of people that you can, and by the time you're running it by them, it's like a week before, and you have to have it so memorized
Right,
and shit like that.
right.
Are you good at, like when you do stand up, are you memorizing what you're saying? That
I
might be-
memorize. I write it down at word for word because I don't know, but like my style, if you will, is good when I'm confident that it's funny. So if I'm like kind of like I also bumble and I fall into shit, which is funny. But if I gotta say this word for word, it just doesn't come off genuine or good, and it just whatever. So I'll write it down word for word, but then I'll just bring it to the stage and try to be like, this is how I talk to my friends, and this is how I would talk. Because you wouldn't be like, and the thing about Forrest Gump is what was that bench like or whatever. I don't know what the fuck that was, but you'd say it like, you know, like, hey, you know, I was watching Forrest Gump and I noticed that da 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 da.
Right.
But if I'm right, I can't write Forrest Gump, fucking autistic guy, and then like try to connect the dots or anything like that.
I would just like my worry would be like that I'm not like that like the funniness of what I'm trying to say is in like a specific combination of words, and like it shouldn't be, right? Like, or
But there is that.
Yeah.
There is that. There's totally that where this is only funny with the past thing I just said. It's a funny thing, but you have to hear the last thing I just said, and it has to have that rhythm because there's still a rhythm to it
right.
in a way. So there's some stuff where you're like, I couldn't just take this and put it over there. I gotta like really stand up is memorizing the list of things you're about to talk about. For me, at least. Like some people like Seinfeld or whatever are like word for word. They know exactly what they're gonna say. Even Louis is like that. But for me, it's like, okay, this time I'm talking about golf. This time and then golf leads into bolt butts or whatever the fuck. I don't know. And it would just like that. And if I know that, it's all fucking.
No, but I'm
I
in the
know.
same. When I would memorize a battle rap, it's like sometimes it's like I'm writing 3-minute rounds that I
Yeah.
have to be saying verbatim, and I'll only say it once. So I'm memorizing it in like chunks. It's like this 8 bars is about this. This 8 bars is
Right.
about this. This is about
You ever
this.
fuck up, like you go, oh, I don't remember, so I'll do this next, the one that's after that, and then you go, oh, I did remember, and then you have to bring it back to like you go like that.
Some people are like that. Some people just have like chunks that they put wherever. But I was like very like if I got out of it a little bit, I spent 2 to 3 weeks memorizing. A lot of guys will be writing till the night before. I couldn't do that because I was like way too fragile and like nervous and like
when I did
scared.
that one battle, I was like, I had to have it at least a week, but I needed a week to like memorize it. So if I was rewriting stuff, it would get, my brain would be all I smoke too much weed. Like my brain is too slow and foggy for that kind of
Same,
shit.
dude. That's why I couldn't smoke before a battle. I'll smoke like right as soon as the shit's done, but like right before a battle, like
I'm getting like that too, where I'm not like, I don't smoke today because we did 4 today. So
God damn.
I know. So I'm like, I gotta if I was high, I'd be like, I'd be so tired. And before shows, I'm like, I just gotta be good. Like, I can't be like, sometimes it's fun. There's a show where you're like, there are no stakes here. I'm going up high and I'm just gonna riff on new ideas, which is so fun, which I don't think rap battling or even rap really has. I guess if you're like in a freestyle thing, you could be like, and I don't really know what I'm saying next.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this is the best. And
There's some freestyle shows that are like that. There's like one in LA where everybody like, or San Francisco where everybody like dresses up or
dresses up.
They'll like dress up
like
as
Halloween?
like a donut and like a fucking sailor and shit like that. And it's fucking, you kind of battle the character and it's like funny and fun. But like,
that's cool.
With like a freestyle, it's like it has lower stakes. Like it's not like just a show where you can just throw it away for the most part in battle rap.
Is there like a battle rap freestyle style that you like had to learn to stop doing where you're like, ooh, I sound like very novice because I'm going like, and this man's got the big hand with the hand flan, and where it's like I'm not sounding like myself or having fun.
I definitely, I think that in some ways in battle rap, like I would always be not sounding like myself because I'm not that, but I would have vocal crutches where I'd be like, I come through with the, and I just keep on saying like, I come through with the fucking, I'm not coming through with that.
I come through is so funny. That is such a funny little tick because like comics will have like whatever or like, know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I say, a lot. I go like, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. So it's so funny that like there's a rap version of like, and I come through.
It's like, what am I bringing? And I think like informs like your style a little bit. But like you're like it's just like
you kind of have to like say so that people think you're in the room with them to get like I try to do a lot of stuff that makes me like I'm here with you guys. Like this is fun. We're all together. This is whatever. Because some people can just fucking and just read the shit in their heads that they wrote.
That's insane.
I can't do that.
What about boozing beforehand?
Well, I don't drink anymore, but because I used to love doing that.
Yeah.
And I just you think you're killing, and you're not.
You're just having fun in your own head.
You're having fun in your own head. And every laugh you hear, you think you're like, oh, I'm doing great. But they're laughing because you're hammered.
Yeah.
And they're like, Jesus, this guy's a fucking mess.
Fucking idiot.
Would you do that? Would you drink before?
I would have like a shot or two for my nerves. I would never get fucked up to the point where and the times that I really messed up were times when I was super hungover. So not even drunk beforehand, but like I drank the night before.
Yeah.
And like it just fucked with my memory or whatever.
100%. You're just like, oh, my fucking head. I can't even think about the shit that I'm.
Dude, but even Lil Sass, the dude I do Son of a Boy Dad with, he's great. But he like convinced himself within 8 months of doing stand up that he was an alcoholic and like completely like stopped drinking.
He stopped drinking?
Yeah, he's off the sauce.
And he doesn't smoke weed either.
Doesn't smoke weed.
It's crazy he's so young.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you've got it like under he's like, oh, I drink too much. I'm done drinking.
Yeah.
Like it took me until
so
I was
mature.
30 years old to be like, I gotta stop doing this shit, dude.
I was like 35 and I stopped smoking weed because I like embarrassed myself like deeply over a weekend of not even weed related stuff, but it was so fucked up that I just needed to I need to just stop doing anything that altered my mind.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to kind of lay back with it. I love weed so much, but I'm like,
it rules. It's so fun.
Fucking rules.
And
it
it's like
feels
healthy.
good, and it is healthy.
Yeah,
yeah, it's healthy.
The food
Yeah, I
pyramid.
know, but it's like I'll do it like. I always have edibles or whatever laying around, but I'm trying to get to a point where I'm like, just do it at night. Do it like when you got no responsibilities. Because, and I'm sure it's like this with every kind of art form, even including podcasting. maybe not as much. But if there's guys that you're like, that guy's so good. What happened? Like, why didn't he get to that point? And it's either booze,
Because he stopped smoking weed.
and it's because he stopped smoking weed, and he did, and he become a fucking nerd. No, but it's usually like you either smoke too much weed, you drink too much, maybe you fuck the audience members too much.
Yes.
You're an asshole.
Yes.
Like there's always something. You're not just you don't work as hard. You're not just failing because you
didn't like hit the ceiling. There's not
Exactly.
a governor on your success. It's
Yeah.
like something that you're doing that's
Yeah.
like slowing you down or fucking you up a little bit.
Yeah, but dude, I don't want to keep you any longer. This was fucking awesome, man.
Dude, you're the man.
You're the man.
I appreciate you.
I really appreciate you doing this.
Fuck
and
yeah.
I'm gonna send you a beat.
I'll
I don't know
record it.
how to do a feature thing. Like, what do I do? I just
If you just send me the beat, you could probably pop it in, or a producer. I have like a dude I go to in my neighborhood, and I pay him like fucking $50 an hour, and I just record on his fucking microphone, dude.
let's do it. I'm bringing you back.
I'm about it, dude. I'm not scared. Maybe I'm a little bit scared, but
I'm scared.
I'm a little bit
I'm scared.
But,
Thanks,
dude, this
dude.
is dope. Come through Barstool at any time, bro. Come
Of
on,
course.
boy, dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Come rock
of
with
course.
us.
I got to pick up some roofies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stupid.
We
Yeah, I
love
would
that
love to
shit.
do the show. Yeah,
No, that'd be fun.
awesome.
Hell yes, bro.
All right.
Me too, I guess.
Yes.
The rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. So recognizable, ski master, unreliable, diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as lame, cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn, I'm tripping. Sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard. Getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems. Lot of emotional truths, I menage them. I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. But all you do is wrong.
Dream team, me and Galeen and the four Beatles. Kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full with needles. Eating Chinese till Steven asked us to order a pizza. Walk to run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sagdaddy the pod, don't think twice, just bob your head, dealing your chicken with no rice. It's Sagdaddy the pod, and on God I won't stop unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sagdaddy the pod, no need to deviate. Your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so thanks for tuning in. Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.